In Cedar Falls, Iowa, silence ruled the Richardson household, not out of peace, but necessity. 8-year-old Milo Richardson had never spoken a full sentence in his life. Diagnosed with level 3 autism spectrum disorder, he lived in a carefully managed world of routine, picture boards, and sensory tools. His mother, Clara, navigated single parenthood in this quiet realm, yearning for something she was told she might never hear: her son's voice. What broke through wasn't medicine, therapy, or time. It was Max, a rescued Great Pyrenees with the soul of a healer. Max came from a rescue organization that partnered with Paws for Companions, a national nonprofit that trains autism service dogs. Weighing over 100 pounds and covered in a thick white coat, Max wasn't just a dog. He was a walking sensory blanket, calm, grounded, and patient. From the moment Milo touched Max's fur, something shifted. His body stopped rocking. His hands relaxed. His humming changed, no longer anxious, but melodic. He slept that night for the first time in weeks, with his hand buried in Max's coat. The bond between Milo and Max wasn't mystical, it was biological. Studies show that autism service dogs regulate emotional stress by reducing cortisol levels, increasing oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and providing predictable tactile stimulation. They can reduce self-harming behaviors, improve sensory integration, and even aid in language development. Max became Milo's anchor in chaos. He helped him cross busy streets, sit through therapy, and navigate noisy environments, experiences that had previously ended in meltdowns. But what happened at the airport would change everything. Clara had to fly Milo to Arizona for her father's funeral. The idea terrified her. Airports were sensory overload machines. Bright lights, screeching announcements, TSA lines, strangers. Within minutes at security, Milo panicked. He dropped to the floor, screaming and kicking in a full meltdown. A crowd began to form. A TSA agent stepped forward. And then Max stepped in. Max didn't flinch at the screaming or flailing. He simply stayed still, calm, steady, present. He lay down beside Milo. Milo, wrapping his hand around Max's body, became calm within seconds. And slowly, Milo quieted. Then, to Clara's astonishment, Milo whispered something into Max's ear. She couldn't hear it, but Max did, and it was enough. A bystander filmed the entire scene and uploaded it to TikTok with the caption, "Today I saw a service dog perform a miracle at the airport." This nonverbal autistic boy calmed down mid-meltdown and spoke to his dog. The video went viral within 24 hours. 12.3 million views. 750,000 shares. Over 200,000 comments. National media picked it up the next day. People across the country, from teachers to parents to veterans, commented, "I'm sobbing. This is what love looks like. Proof that dogs really are angels. Every child deserves a Max." The real miracle happened days later. At her father's funeral, Clara noticed Milo growing restless. He pulled Max toward the casket. Clara panicked, unsure if he would scream or bolt, but instead, Milo knelt, placed a hand on the casket, and said softly, "Bye-bye, bye-bye." It was the first unprompted word he had ever spoken in his life. 2 weeks later, Clara found Milo curled up next to Max in bed, fingers running through the dog's soft fur. Then he looked up and said, "I love you, Max." Clear, simple, profound. Clara wept. She didn't even have time to grab her phone. She was too busy hugging her son and his best friend. Milo now speaks in short phrases. He communicates more, participates in school programs, and even goes on community outings. His drawings often feature a big white dog and, underneath, 2 words he now writes proudly: "My voice." Since the story broke, Paws for Companions has seen a 900% increase in service dog inquiries, over $1.2 million in donations. A new program dedicated to pairing nonverbal children with trained service dogs like Max and Milo's story was featured on Good Morning America, The Today Show, and People magazine. But Clara insists it's not about the fame. "Max didn't make Milo normal," she said. "He helped Milo be Milo. And that's all I ever wanted." Microscope what you'll learn in this story. The science behind autism service dogs. How dogs can lower stress and help regulate the nervous system, the emotional bond between children with autism and their companion animals, why love sometimes speaks without words, and how dogs help bring that voice forward. Film frames featured by Triller Pictures, true stories that move you. Television as seen on Good Morning America, People Magazine, The Dodo, and more. Speech Balloon, we want to hear from you. Sparkles, has a dog changed your life? Sparkles, are you raising or teaching a child with autism? Sparkles, do you believe animals understand us better than people? Backhand index pointing down, tell us your story in the comments. Red heart like if this moved you. Bell subscribe for more real, emotional stories that matter. Mobile phone with arrow, share this to spread awareness about autism and the power of service dogs. Hoprints, join the movement. This video supports Paws for Companions, a nonprofit pairing trained service dogs with children who need them most. Visit www.pawsforcompanions.org to learn more or donate.